Hello, everybody. I'm happy to have with us today an expert who has diversified away quite a bit from what she studied and is doing many different things. Let us listen to her. She'll tell us what she's doing. Right now, we have with us Mrs. Mrinalini Nigde. She's Maharashtrian, so we have to pronounce her name the Maharashtrian way, Nigde. So she's here with us. Let's listen to her. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Subodhji, first of all, for creating this platform so that we can speak our minds. It is very liberating, to be here and speak up. Following that, I would like to start with, I think I will divide it into 3-4 parts, like the journeys I've gone through, my childhood, younger days, college life, and the real journey when I got married and, had children, and then the search for what is the purpose of life and things like that, my spiritual journey, and the connection of it to the various things I'm doing. So I was very fortunate to be born in a Maharashtrian family, which had a very interconnected thing, like my father and his brothers, sisters, very connected with each other. So I saw that bonding since childhood, and it had a profound impact on my mind about sharing, caring, forgiveness. These values were inculcated. And of course, I had a lot of questions also why most of the kitchen work is done by the women. So I would be that, girl who would ask questions, why I have to do this and why the, men, they are not doing this thing. So anyway, uh, and if you ask me what is my voice of a child, then uh, uh, I was dyslexic. I did not know that, but uh, you know, it, I mean, I was hit by my teacher so many times, and they never asked me, what's the reason you have not done this. I value my education. I value my school from where I got educated, amazing school of that time. But this concept that if some child is not doing well, first thing was, those days you give one fatka. So, so most of the time I remember I had never done my homework, and morning first thing was, all children who have not done homework standing like this and one fatka. So it had a lot of negative impact though, because it was kind of a humiliation I felt, and then uh, my school had a very beautiful logo, 3 circles entangled, wherein they're saying that the parent, teacher, and student together we form shape the child. So it was a beautiful vision that you'll be living in this unity to form the child. Respecting that, I do have a message for my school that I wish you ask the students why you have not done this thing. Is there any problem you're going through? Respecting the dignity of the child, this is my voice for my childhood. And I appreciate what they did for us. So we had some amazing teachers of those time, no doubt. And I was an average learner. I had a lot of difficulty in memorizing things, but I was good at design. I was very good at drawing, and I totally believe in my father, what he decide for me. So whenever people would ask me, what you want to become? I would say he will decide. So, with full faith in him, he told me, you are good at art and you are good at maths, so maybe architecture is good for you. But those time I remember I was thinking about becoming doing agriculture. I don't know where it came from, because maybe we come from a farmer's family. I have seen fields in my younger, as I was growing up, because almost of our holidays were with our grandmother, and the whole family used to come together. So maybe that was the impact. And I've seen, though my father is engineer, my uncle is a doctor, and my bua, they're educated, she's a professor. They had keen interest in farming. They have done a lot of experiments, my father and my uncle. They've grown grapes in the region of Maharashtra, especially that Khandesh region where grapes are rare. It had plus and minus what they did, but maybe this is where the becoming a farmer and the connection to land uh, happened. And moving forward, agriculture was not accepted that time. Probably, I think I did not take biology, so that was out of question. But I told my father, I wish I could do that. So he said, you can still do microbiology. He tried his best, but that option didn't work for me. And then I decided to do architecture. And as I said, I was very average. Memorizing things was a task for me. I remember how I passed out my history subject. Remembering dates are very difficult. So I used to record my own voice, and I used to listen to that. And I was very fortunate. I had very good friends over there. It was like a small family. I mean, I was very fortunate that my father's very old friend was there at that time, and I stayed there as a paying guest, and their family really looked after me very well. It has a very deep impact on my young mind, that how if people connect with each other in this way, look after each other. Otherwise, I was homesick for a long time. And thoughts used to come in my mind that though I'm outside the world, I mean, outside my house, I'm not able to stay happily. I felt that attachment is pain. And later on in my adult life, when I study Buddhism, there are four noble truths. One of them talks about it, that how attachment. So it's not that I'm saying that my parents loved me too much, but uh, here I would like to tell the parents, I mean, as a young parents, young child's voice, that love your child, but let there be these teachings of impermanence, and, you know, the teaching of that attachment, too much of attachment doesn't allow your child to live freely. Uh, I want to tell this to all those parents who are doing too much for their children. My parents did not do like that, but somehow, I don't know where things did not come, and probably exposure to the outer world. We did have, but it was only family. Every time you do the same thing, you go for holidays and you meet the same people for a prolonged time, then you don't see these phenomena, wherein, like my own children, they come from defense family. My son went abroad. after 18 years, but I saw the way he adopted things. So this adaptability comes when the child is exposed to different type of environment, I think. So this is where I think maybe things, my message comes from that as young children's parents, we try to give them exposure. And college life, it's average. But as I said, I was very good at design. In those times, I thought of buildings with green roofs, wherein the temperatures could come down and the gray waters can be utilized for gardening. Landscape, I love to do landscape architecture. And later, when my husband was posted in Goa, those things did surface up. And I did, exposure wise and establishing myself, I think I did a good job there. Moving on to my, I think, last few years of architecture. I got married in Pune itself. This proposal came from the same family where I was staying. And my first posting in Air Force was Lohegao. And now this was a complete different atmosphere. Again, it was a big transition for me. I almost felt depressed. It was my choice though, but when you actually start living, then you know what are the difficulties. And I think those 2 years I still try to work. It was very difficult to travel, come back to the town, work and go back, cook. So I was struggling, and that too, we used to have bouncers, there's a culture and defense that all of a sudden people will come and then, no, you cook and serve. And there's a mess, of course, can always order from mess. But whatever culture I came from, I knew that whoever comes home to serve. So I was struggling. I think, I don't know, years just passed by, and I think my culinary skills improved over the years, because खाने वाला है तो बनाने वाला भी आ ही जाता है. Till then, before that, I don't remember that I, ate food with a lot of, appreciation. So here, I was learning. The first thing my mother-in-law's sister gave me was a cookbook because she saw me struggle, you know. And thanks to my husband, he never क्या कहते हैं उसको, झूठी तारीफ कभी नहीं की उन्होंने. If something was bad, he would just, he showed. And if something is good, he will praise. So I learned cooking. Yeah. And something that as a young girl, I used to tell my grandma, used to tell me, something, you must learn cooking. And, I was very tomboyish. So she knew what problems I'm going to face in future. So she used to try telling me, learn cooking, do this, walk like this. But then I told her, it doesn't matter, I will hire a cook, But then she told me, no matter how far you go, even you become a queen, this is one area you will always need to look in. And I remember my grandma, whenever I go to kitchen, oh my God, very difficult and tough time. Even till date, I don't think I enjoy cooking that much. But when I see that people come to my place, I do like to serve with love. And thanks to my mother-in-law and her sisters and my husband, because of them, these skills evolved in me. Yeah. So that was the initial days where the Air Force life, I slowly got adjusted. And but there was a vacuum, you know, though I had my first child, those times, Yutika, full of life. I think when she's born, mother in me was born, she taught me so many things. People say that as a parent, you teach children, but I think I was learning every day. Let it be the rhymes, the dance, and to be in the moment. I think she bind the family. So it was a blessing, but still there was a vacuum in my life. I don't know how to put it, but whenever I used to see these pilots going for work, I used to feel that what am I doing? These thoughts would arise when my child is sleeping. I have done all my work for the house. Then I did not know what to do because my career by then had gone for six. The moment the child was born, I have decided that family first, no matter what. So here I was trying to find my role. What can I do? So I used to talk my mind to my father, and when I think he got it what I was going through. He thought that I would adjust to this life, but when he saw that this thought is in her mind deep, it's like I'm eating up her mind. He told me one story which this is my voice also as a married girl to the girls who are struggling to find a balance of a mother in a different roles, wife, and so much. And as a defense officer wife, uh, it's a different thing. You have to look after other things as well as a social, uh, because it's a small organization. And there's a lot of responsibility as your husband grows in seniority. So my father told me the story that there is a girl who was her husband was posted to a very remote place. It was a desert, and there's nothing much around. And she always wanted to work or do something meaningful, and there was nothing but sand. So one day when she was taking a walk, thinking about what she can do, she saw skeletons over there. In the desert, animals die, and then the bones, they are left. So it struck her that here there is something unique, that this place has this uniqueness, that there are this very unique skeletons, and she started collecting it and started making murals out of it. And it became a big success, and she found something meaningful and purposeful wherein she could also earn some money by selling these things as a articrafts. So I took this story back with me, and I think that was a time when Parakram or something had happened, and our husbands, they were out. We did not know when they will come back. So I think 8 months passed like that. So every afternoon, I used to sit outside in the lawn. I used to think, what is the uniqueness of this place, reflecting that story, what my dad told me. And it appeared to my mind. We used to see these takeoffs of the fighter planes, and every time I saw it, it was so liberating to see that the way the aircraft would go take those maneuvers. And I said, this is the uniqueness of this place that not other people can see, which I see every day. So I thought in my mind, what skills I have and what is the uniqueness of this place? And is there anything meaningful I can make from this equation? And the answer was, I'm an artist, being an architect, and I can paint this airplanes. and I started doing that, you know. And painting is an expensive affair. The paints and canvas and stuff you have to remember. So, and those times we never had a lot of, it was, I think, third pay commission or what. I don't remember exactly, but hand to mouth. And that too, as a defense officer's family, our expenditure is always higher. The mess bills are very high. If you are a social person, people bounce, you know. So it was very difficult for my husband, honestly. But whatever creeps we had, but I painted, and I think I earned a good name also slowly. And I can say that I was the pioneer girl who found something meaningful sitting at home, something wherein I could also earn some money. We had a very good platform over there, AFWA, Air Force Wives Welfare Association. Here you could sell your products, display your products, you know. There was a corner given by the first lady and the organization where you could display your products. So, and then slowly things got bigger, bigger murals and stuff like that. So this was very remarkable for me. And here the voice as a married uh, lady, I would like to say to all those ladies who feel stuck that there is always something meaningful for you, and every step of life has some meaning in your life. Like today, I understand that human life is, what do you say? It's spiral. I mean, everything is a step to evolve into something larger. And now I know why those periods were like that. Here, yeah, I was actually making friends with myself. I can say that 14 years of being with yourself, I have never stayed alone. So I have fought my fears by staying alone. Today, I can stay alone, whether it is a jungle or, otherwise, I have seen people calling their aunts and friends when they have to stay alone at home. And today I am an empty nester. I have seen people going through emptiness syndromes, wherein I did not have such thing. So somewhere my preparation of these things happened during those time, and uh, I will give a lot of credit to my philosophy, Buddhist psychology, and the teachers and mentors, and the difficult people whom I met, who really polished my life, wherein I could come out of the comfort zone and challenge myself, because they showed me, Mira, that this is what you are. Nobody had told me like that before. So I took that as a challenge and moved on. And I think when we were posted in Pune, by that time, things have gone in such a way that I had some questions like this, that what is the purpose of my life? What am I doing? Because I think I felt very monotonous doing the same thing again and again. So I want, as a child, I always wanted to do something for children. I had seen something which had a deep impact on my mind. I have seen a poor siblings, walking in the rain in a very difficult situation. So I don't know how those memories coming back to me when I was in Pune, and I myself had gone through a lot of difficult time by then. Difficult time in the sense, the need for evolution, need to polish your own life, and the feeling that you don't want to do this thing again, same thing. So I got an opportunity here. I called this lady as my mentor. She was first lady, Mrs. Nita Chaudhary. and she asked me, Mrinalini, will you help the special need children of Air Force School, Vimannagar? And this came like a blessing for me. I immediately said yes to her. And I started working there almost for 1 year. And here's something happened after I was, very consistent in my effort to work with the special need children. There was a pre-vocational training over there. I saw that whatever I did with the children, the art and craft, their fine motor skills were improved. They were expressing themselves better. And I somewhere felt that there's a connection of art and therapy. So those time internet was born and I could Google and find out the keywords art and therapy. And I did find something called as art therapy. And one of my friend, Chandana Banerjee, she's no more now. She guided me that yes, there is something called as art therapy, and her bhabhi, she had done it. She immediately connected me to that lady, and I decided to do this course, Art Become Therapy, with WCCLF.org. And I met my wonderful teachers, Zubin, Asha, Anand, and Deborah. This course was designed for 9 months, and there was a specific reason why it was for 9 months, that a new person is going to born inside you after you do this course. So you think that you heal the children, but actually you yourself is healed. I saw that when I worked with the children, whatever scars were developed, they were filled. There were no regrets. And slowly the answers were coming to me why certain things had happened. So our Become Therapy had introduction, and I think a lot of things are based from Buddhist psychology. So my journey for Buddhist psychology started here, and after that posting, we were moved to Delhi, and my teachers told me that now that you are in Delhi, you should connect to Tibet House, Lodhi Road. And I can say that by then my karma had arrived and a lot of things came right in front of me. For example, they told me to go to the Tibet House. I did not go, but my son's class was just next to Tibet House. So I just turned my neck around and I said, oh, here is the Tibet House. My teachers told me to go. And I started going there. And that was again a very transformative journey. I met my first teacher, Venerable Keshe Dorji Damdula, who is director of Tibet House. And I was very fortunate that the same year, I think Tibet House completed 75 years. So there was a course which was Nalanda master's course, and with my teacher's consultation, I joined the course. And the more I got deeper into this, I learned that the actual application of Buddhist psychology is in your day-to-day life. I also knew by then Soka Gakkai International. When girl from my IPT course, she introduced me. Soka Gakkai means value human life, you know. Yeah, are we done with the time?
Would you just log out, please? Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. I'll try to wind up.
No.
15 minutes.
You have time. He was early, far too early. Go ahead.
Okay, no problem. So I was talking about Buddhist psychology, that from whichever part it came from, Soka Gakkai or it came from Nalanda Master's Course, I understood that the real application is in your day-to-day life, the way you talk, the way you deal with people. Okay, the main purpose is to value each and every life, not just humans, but animals and all sentient beings. So taking these things in mind, so a lot of things were changing in me. I can say that a lot of negative emotions and lot of whys, they were slowly taking form of something good in the day-to-day life. I mean, my in-laws and my husband will be in a better position, and my children will be in a better position to tell that Mama was like this before, and now she's like this. Yeah. So, and of course, become more firm. Um, I mean, especially in a very close relationship like husband and wife, where the women, they try to suppress themselves, but the practice is such that you do your scanning uh, every day, and you understand that what is going, you even the heartbeats and the way you put your eyeballs on something, small things, you come to know how you are feeling, what made you little disturbed, things like that. I was able to understand, this intimate relationship, and I became more courageous when I wanted something very badly. So the negotiation skills developed when I wanted to do something, and I could not get support. And of course, my husband supported me whenever it was needed, but at times my need was more. So I can say that these practices help you with a lot of good values. I mean, here my voice mm, in this would be that uh, sitting and meditating, just simply taking the breaths, just 21 breaths. My teacher initially taught only that meditation, that focus only for 21 breaths. That is good enough. And when you do this, something inside you pops up and guides you. You don't need anybody else external. The more you sit with yourself, this I really want to tell everybody, that sit with yourself. It is you connect to your own subconscious. Um, when we feel little dark, but there's so much of light over there once you connect. The voice start talking to you, your own voice. Yeah. So then we came to Mumbai after Delhi. And with Mrs. Nita Chaudhary, I had done one community project of tree plantation. This came from my husband. He got somebody, and these were IT people. And that time I learned the power of community. And I had keen interest in tree plantation. And when I came to Mumbai, I immediately started looking for some organization who is doing tree plantation, because I did not want to do it alone because of the time constraint. Lot of children are growing up. So much of energy goes. So something which I can do from home, whatever 1 hour, half an hour I get. And I saw this Global Tree Initiative, and I saw the vision and mission. It says that we are creating communities of warm-hearted people. They say that tree planting is just a medium, but we are focusing on cultivating warm-heartedness. I just clicked to the vision and mission, and I started volunteering them. Those time, Jackie Keeley, she was our founding director, and I did not have the leadership skills then. I am a person who like to, backbencher, don't like to come in front. So she kept trying that. She told me that you have the skills to become a branch coordinator. Uh, I didn't do that. But then our Tenzin Oshel, who is the founder of this organization, uh, he has also shared his blueprint of eco-villages of 21st century. It's there on his blog, One Big Love. I read that, and he kept suggesting us some books. And this is one book I really want to show to everybody. This, can you see this?
Yes.
Ecology, Ethics, and Interdependence. Yeah, is the Dalai Lama in conversation with leading thinkers on climate change. So he suggested some documentaries as well in this book. I read this book with complete honesty and once and twice, and there are some recordings also on YouTube about this book. And I, Tenzin, when I share with you something, Tenzin Osalhita, he says that I something like I'm not looking for followers, looking for building leaders. And I'm telling you, after I read this book, the leader in me is born. I could see that I felt the responsibility on my shoulder that I have to do something. If I can make my own area green, all good practices around me, and everybody does like that, so much of it is already done. And here also Lita also does his hack retreats, habit alignment key. I mean, he starts thinking, he does this retreats where focuses on our habits, that how our choices are creating a big impact on the climate. So very nice. I mean, I did not do the retreat, of course, but I keep myself up to date by reading these articles and blogs. So with these insights, I did one, I would like to share the milestone of my first pilot project, wherein for our societies, wet garbage, we converted into compost. So you can say that I had the now holistic vision of how to materialize things when people say that whenever you try to do something in community, it's very difficult. But here, I did a pilot project for taking my own compost bin and not saying that it is my project. I integrated with our nature club, society's nature club, and then RUR Green Life, H.T. Parekh Foundation, and eConnect Foundation all together, and our society. We got almost 13 drums in the first phase and 35 drums in the second phase through CSR. So this was a remarkable achievement for me because now I knew that how I can make a difference for my other projects. I did EDE, Ecovillage Design Project, I think 2022 Corona time, wherein most of us felt very, what to say, closed. Here, for me, a lot of opportunities opened because now the whole world was accessible from the Zoom platform. And I must say that I became a global person here because by then I was already working for GTI. And I did my EDE. I know how difficult it was because sitting at home, most of my time was going in the kitchen, but still whatever time I got, I did this, and all this, these were like bits and pieces here and there, doing this, that, but I knew it is going to lead me somewhere, and the complete picture came in front of me when I did EDE, because here all what I did till date made sense. It says, talks about 4 quadrants, ecology, economy, worldview, and art and culture. Only when any project has all these 4 things in proportion, then your project becomes successful. So I could apply this in that pilot project of wet garbage. So wherein NVC, nonviolent communication, is so important. Here, I would like to say that This is one voice I want to send across, that nonviolent communication is a very, very powerful technique for community living, especially in a diverse country like India, wherein our history says that, we have fought amongst ourselves, you know. So if you have this tool, I think you will there's something called as dragon dreaming also, wherein your difficulties you convert into opportunities through, and you have in addition this NVC technique. For example, I would like to say this in detail because if there are young people listening, know what is dragon dreaming, apply it in your project. It has a very, very powerful impact. I have seen some very good projects dissolving because of conflict. But through EDE, I came to know about this book. Very nice book. So in any project, when you know that there are very difficult people who are just trying to tell you that this project will never happen, the dragon dreaming says that these are the people who will make your project successful, because they are constantly keeping an eye on your project without you giving them any payment. Okay, so it is very important to go and talk to these people in a very friendly manner. Well, first, acknowledging them that they have been giving attention on your project. And also after taking the points from that person, that, why you ask that person that why you think that my project will not be successful. And when this person answers everything, you thank that person and also you give him an invitation to join your own project, So this is very enlightening for me, and it is really helping me in all my projects, whatever community projects I'm taking in. This is like a tree. For a tree, there is no garbage. In a philosophical and my Buddhist perspective, we call it difficulties are opportunities. We call it there is no lotus without mud. Yeah. So the suffering has got a lot of significance because they make you malleable. Otherwise, you're very rigid. You can't understand the pain of others. So it's very, very important to go through difficult times. So whenever you are going through that time, you give a pat on our back that you are going in the right direction. This is what I learned in my Soka Gakkai, Bharat Soka Gakkai community, that initially when we start practicing, later a lot of difficulties come, and here we congratulate that difficulties are coming, meaning it's a good sign. And in terms of the trees, for the tree, there is no garbage. Even if a person throws shit, it will compost it and make it in its, it will use it for their own growth.
Okay.
So these
we are running out of time. We are really at 55 minutes. So we have, could you please wrap up so that we can have the next person?
Yes, yes. So I think I said these learnings and my voices, that what these trees taught me. So that's all. This is what I wanted to say, that this difficult time.
Thank you so much for such an open and revealing life that you have led. It's hard for men to know what women go through. And I certainly have learned a lot from you, your experience. You've just told us very honestly and clearly, and you've succeeded. Dyslexia has not stopped you from doing what you want to do. So congratulations. And all your responsibilities as an Indian woman have also not in the end stopped you from doing something for the community. And so it's a great pleasure to hear you. And I think your messages to others will be very helpful. Is there any one last thing you want to say?
Yes, I would like to share my vision. that how Tenzin Osalita has created a space through this platform, Global Tree Initiative, and under his Universal Clear Light NGO, there are a lot of initiatives he has taken. So I also want to create this space, become ambassador for his vision. And in India, this space should be useful for the young people, wherein they can do their startups, simple things like a nursery startup. And we have all the tools for it. And there are many other things coming forward like that. So these are the spaces I want to create for the young people.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's end the recording here. Don't go away. I want to talk to you a little bit offline. So let me end it here. I'll be back with another young person or an expert. Till then, bye everybody.